The Beyond the Fame podcast is sponsored by the historic Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. Step into 1865. President Lincoln has been shot and the city is in chaos. As the newest deputy to join the ranks, the investigation is in your hands. Join Detective James McDevitt as you retrace the footsteps of the Lincoln assassination through the streets of downtown D.C. Whether you're a history buff, a true crime enthusiast, or just looking for an entertaining way to get your steps in, there's something for everyone in history on foot. For tickets, visit Fords.org. This month's programming is also brought to you by Catoctin Creek Distillery in Loudoun County, Virginia. Taste Virginia's most awarded whiskey crafted with care, character, and a commitment to excellence. Whether you're a seasoned whiskey lover or just beginning your journey, this is a bottle worth discovering. Available online at www.catoctincreek.com or wherever fine spirits are sold. Must be 21 to drink alcohol. And of course, this podcast would not be possible without our longtime sponsor, the Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races in West Virginia. Upcoming featured entertainment includes Bret Michaels on May 23rd. Details and tickets at HollywoodCasinoCharlestown.com. Must be 21 to enter the casino floor and attend a show. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Welcome to the newest episode of Beyond the Fame with Jason Fraley. I'm your host, Jason Fraley, picking the brains of the top artists and entertainers of our time. Hip-hop legend Big Daddy Kane performs live with the Duke Ellington School Orchestra at Bethesda Theater in Bethesda, Maryland this Friday. He joined me to preview the show and tease his upcoming final album, Curtain Call. He also shares memories of how Biz Markie gifted him Ain't No Half-Steppin', how he recorded Very Special with a very pregnant DJ Spinderella, and who he'd personally put on his Mount Rushmore of rap. Hey, Big Daddy Kane, hip-hop legend. Hey, thank you so much for joining the Beyond the Fame podcast.
Oh, no, glad to be here. Glad to be here.
This is really, really cool. We did this, about a year ago with Rakim when he was coming to Bethesda Theater in Bethesda, Maryland, there on Wisconsin Avenue. And now, local fans, it's a treat again because another hip-hop legend, Big Daddy Kane yourself, is coming to the Bethesda Theater on Friday, May 22nd. And it's actually kind of works out because, I'm Jason. And so just because you try to be bass in Friday the 13th, I'm going to play Jason. I've been waiting a long time to say that to you.
That's what's up, man.
Nah, it's okay. I'm a butter knife. You're the machete. But anyway, we should say you are coming for, it's sort of a one-off. This isn't like a big tour. This is like a special event. You're playing with the Duke Ellington School Orchestra. How did it come together? Did they reach out to you, or is this our man Bo Sampson? I want to know, how do you know each other? How did this come about?
I've known Bo for years upon years when he used to work for MCA Records, and I was on Warner Brothers, and we would just hang out together. He was always a good guy and very knowledgeable, and we just remained friends throughout the years.
Yeah, absolutely. He's very well connected down here, and he when I was like, I would love to interview Big Daddy Kane, and he's like, I got you. So we've been texting and calling. He's a great guy. He's a great guy. I think he's working on a book soon, so everyone stay tuned. But great stuff. Awesome. Well, in terms of you and the orchestra, so obviously the Duke Ellington School, the school itself is a legendary art school here in DC. There's tons of famous alum, Dave Chappelle and Corey Hawkins, Denise Graves. It goes on and on. And of course, named in honor of the jazz legend Duke Ellington, who was born in DC in 1899, over a century ago. That was back when, U Street was called Black Broadway before he moved up to Harlem and Cotton Club and all that stuff. History is well written on that subject. But how about you? Were you always a big fan of Duke Ellington or jazz in general? Did that fuse into what would become your hip hop?
Well, I mean, definitely a fan, paying attention, acknowledging, him, the Nicholas brothers, Count Basie, Ella Fitzgerald, and others.
Yeah. Oh, and younger folks, or let's say more rural folks, how I grew up before I was enlightened, before I woke up to the Nicholas Brothers. You have to go check out, what is it, Stormy Weather? Is that the one where they're doing the crazy dance?
Down the steps? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there was Cabin in the Sky first, or around the same time, the Minnelli movie. But then I think Stormy Weather's the one where they're doing that. It's one of the greatest. I think Gene Kelly says it's like the greatest dance sequence ever. Those guys were
Yeah,
nice.
it was amazing.
If you can't tell I'm a big movie, I'm Citizen Kane and you're Big Daddy Kane. That's where our expertise is. But both are that's an you're an, it's an art form all unto itself, hip hop, and I can't wait to dive into it. But yeah, explain sort of how epic if our folks buy a ticket and come to Bethesda Theater on Friday, May 22nd to see you. How epic is it going to be to have your hip hop songs with a live orchestra? I mean, we've seen before the Kennedy Center started closing down. We saw the NSO do stuff with like Kendrick Lamar and Nas. Like we've seen it kind of work out really well on a big scale like that. But in terms of like this Duke Ellington orchestra, yeah, how excited are you to have I guess sheet people playing sheet music to your rap song?
Oh no, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be exciting. And I
Yeah,
mean, when you with the understanding that you have of a normal hip hop show
yeah.
and the boom bap feel to it and the samples and things of that nature and how it feels, it's like try to imagine that in 5.1 surround sound, you know and with the
Dolby ain't got nothing
orchestra,
on this.
yeah, I mean, it's just going to be so full and
Yeah,
dynamic.
yeah.
If you want to try to, I guess, get an example of what it's going to feel like, I would tell people to Google the concert of James Brown and Pavarotti performing "It's a Man's World," to
Wow.
get that
Yeah,
type
it's
of.
gonna be it's gonna be epic.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes.
in a relatively intimate space, like this was like a sort of a jazz supper club before, it's evolved over the years, but this is a treat. It's gonna be an epic surround sound, and you're gonna be right up close, ladies and gentlemen. So you gotta get your tickets to the show. How does it work? Do you guys have to do any rehearsal or do you send them like how does the orchestra write the sheet music? I'm always curious how that works when you have to take a pop or a rap or a rock, whatever, a radio type song and put it to an orchestra.
Well, I mean, it's both actually, Of course, you want to send the music in advance, so people
Yeah,
can get a chance to live with it and understand it. But of course you're going to have to rehearse. But
yeah,
I mean, the way I rehearse is a little different because I like to make it a jam session while we figure it
mm,
out as we go,
right.
you know,
A little more
because
organically. Well, that's jazz
yeah,
anyway, right?
yeah,
Jazz
yeah,
is
yeah.
improvisation. So, all right, awesome. I think there's going to be a dinner, cocktails, obviously live music. So it's going to be really cool. It says soundtracks by DJ Zoo Crates of Soul. So I want to make sure I tease everybody that's on the poster. I think we got it now. Awesome. Now, I guess one final thing on that, and then I'd love to like sort of do a deep dive in your career. That's what I love doing on this Beyond the Fame podcast. But one more on the show, real talk, and then we'll wrap it back around, obviously. Um, is there a way to kind of tease the set at all? Like, obviously it'll be some of your greatest hits over the years, 8.5, 7, etc. that I quoted at the top. But or is there a mixture of the old hits with maybe anything new? A little birdie said there might be a new album coming out. I don't know if it's ready to promote, but what say you?
Well, no, there's definitely a new project coming,
Nice.
and it's actually my last and final project.
Oh, you're
Um,
saying that definitively. Because is this the first one since Veterans Day
yeah,
officially? Okay.
yeah,
And that was like 98. So there's been a long hiatus. You've done other projects live and everything. But
features.
why is this the last one?
I'm good.
You've made it.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm good. I mean, music is doing a different thing, and much respect to it, and I want to,
Yeah.
interested to see, what's next,
Right.
what the younger generation is going to create, and
Right.
whatever new avenue they're going to take it down.
Yeah, but you're ready to hang your hat. You're ready to hang up the microphone and see what's next. All right,
Yeah.
but folks, you got to pick up. So that's even more reason to pick up the new album. Do you know? Are we able to tease what it's called or when it drops?
Yes, it's going to be called Curtain Call, and we have features from Ghostface,
Nice.
Conway the Machine, Jada Kiss. RL from Next, Anthony Hamilton,
Wow.
Busta Rhymes. Um, I can't remember who else offhand, but that may be it, you know.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's it. That's are you kidding me? That's a lot. A couple of
Yeah.
those have been on Anthony Hamilton and Buster Rhymes. A couple of them have joined this exact show, so that's awesome. As well as Biz Markie and some of the people you grew up with. I can't wait to get into rest in
Mhm.
peace, but I can't wait to get into some of that. So I'm assuming thank God the curtain call is not copywritten because I remember Eminem had a thing with that.
Yeah, he had a yeah.
You didn't have to hit up Slim Shady and ask for the rights. You're good. If anything, he'd be asking your permission. You're the legend before him.
Well, I mean, he called his joint curtain call first, but
Yeah,
when I say curtain call, I mean curtain call. Plus, it's also a play off the first album. When you see the artwork, you'll understand.
absolutely. Well, awesome. Well, everybody has to pick up the album. That's going to be great. Well, we're sort of talking about, the evolution. You're ready to see what's next, but in order to see what's next, we got to see what came before, and that's what the whole point of this. So, let's strap in and do a little bit of a as close as we can a chronological journey. That some of the highlights. So you're born in New York City in 1968, right? Is this
Yeah.
right? Yes. Gordon Parks does the learning tree the next year. So things are starting to evolve a little in Hollywood. But when you drop on this planet in 68, what did you listen to growing up? Like what did your folks listen to? Was it Ellington or what did they listen to?
Um, my mom, she was into Marvin Gaye,
Hmm.
Isley Brothers,
Yeah.
and then later on, Teddy Pendergrass.
Nice.
My pops, he was pretty much strictly Al Green and Johnny Taylor.
Can't go wrong. So you were listening to all the good stuff just
Yeah.
seeping into your ears. All right. And then did I read that you had asthma growing up too?
Yeah.
How did you learn to rap through the asthma? I feel like some of our listeners that have asthma or maybe have kids. I'm a new dad myself, but maybe they have kids that have asthma. I don't know. They might be inspired to hear how you did it.
I mean, honestly, it's really just learning how to breathe.
Yeah.
It's really learning how to take them breaths
Hmm.
um in between, while you're flowing, so that's really all it is. I don't think it's that hard. I don't think it's that hard.
Awesome, awesome. All right, so then let's see. So then, how do you actually join up with the Juice Crew? That's Marley Marl, legendary producer, and Biz Markie. We've had him on the show before he passed because he had some Maryland connections, So yeah, take us back, paint those early days in Queens and meeting the Juice guys, the Juice Crew.
Well, those cats, Marley, Roxanne Shante, Shan, they're all from Queens. Biz is Long Island and I'm from Brooklyn.
Yeah,
But I was introduced to them through Biz. We met back in 1984 and he said take me around to a lot of parties in Harlem, Bronx, Long Island, different places to perform. And we were both trying to get on. We were both trying to establish a career.
yeah.
Eventually, he ended up, connecting with Marley and
Mhm.
Roxanne Shante, and he began his career and came out with Make the Music, and then he brought me in after that and brought me on the road with him, and then asked me to help him write his first album, and
Nice.
then after that, I established my deal.
Nice. Yes. Rest in peace. What made Biz so great? I mean, everyone knows him as the clown prince of hip hop, and he'd say he just, oh, you got what I need, just a friend. Like everyone knows, it comes to mind. And I think later in life he had some Maryland connections. That's why he hopped on with us. Um, he did some freestyle beatboxing. It was fantastic for us. But strip back to behind the scenes of Biz.
The thing that I think made Biz so amazing, and it's like I never really knew how to explain it or put it in words,
Yeah.
but a gentleman by the name of Sasha Jenkins, he
Mm.
described it best. He called him the Forrest Gump of hip hop. And I was like, wow, yeah, because Biz was pretty much everywhere. He pretty much witnessed so much
Yeah.
of hip hop history, and everybody he ever met and came in contact with, he made them feel good. He made everyone feel special.
Nice. Then
Yeah.
shout out Sasha Jenkins, a journalist. I think he had some Silver Spring, Maryland ties as well. And so that's well put. The Forrest Gump of hip hop. I've never heard it that way. Yeah.
Me either, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, when he said that, it was like, boom. I'm like, sure, you're right. You ain't lying. You ain't lying at all. You know?
Yeah, man. Life is like a box of chocolates. Rest, everywhere Biz was going, he was running. Uh, that's hilarious. Oh wow! All right, that's a new a phrase. Well, we didn't. I didn't. I guess we didn't coin it. Jenkins did, but I'd never heard that. That's cool. Similar for Marley Marl. Biggie's do Mr. Marley Marl. Quoting it. But I like to remind people where the foundation of all this. Reflect on his genius as a producer.
Well, I mean, I think that Marley was really revolutionary in hip hop
Yeah.
because, he may not have been the first person to actually sample a song for a record,
Mm,
but he was the one that made it a thing. He
mm,
was the one that made it popular. He was the one that showed everyone else the proper way to do it,
mm.
which um, birthed producers such as Pete Rock,
Yeah.
Easy Mo B, DJ Premier, Q-Tip, Large Professor,
Yeah.
because of the Marley Marl style of sampling and the way he chopped stuff and the way how gritty he left the sample without trying to clean it up and make it sound crystal clear. He left it gritty and just put, some hood sparkle to it.
Yeah.
But then also, I think the most important thing that he did was, when you look at the beginning of hip hop, people in the park jams rhyming over the breakbeat of a record that a DJ is cutting up.
Yeah.
So now, 1979, hip hop is actually going to wax.
Mm,
And Sylvia Robinson from Sugar Hill Records, rest in peace, she has artists coming in the studio to record to bands, live bands.
right.
So you got Rappers Delight, Freedom, and all these songs that's being recorded to live musicians.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no more park DJ cutting up the breakbeat. When Marley um, you started sampling, what happened now was it brought back the breakbeat feel. Only difference was a DJ wasn't cutting it up, a producer was sampling the breakbeat. And it brought
Okay.
that element, which was, the beginning of hip hop, the true essence. And it brought it back into the main front. So like Marley is definitely a revolutionary producer.
I love it. Thank you so much for doing that because this is like an education for some of our listeners, even really hip hop heads or newcomers that just happen to like the podcast because they want other genres or actors or whatever.
Yeah. I
Um,
think
we,
the
we
first song ever sampled was Curtis Blow, If I Ruled the World. And I believe the second one, if I'm correct, was on the Beastie Boys, Hold It Now, Hit It.
Gotcha.
I,
Yeah,
I, I think, if I'm correct.
I love these early hip hop educational
Yeah.
conversations because we actually had Curtis Blow on here who was talking about those early days. We had Grandmaster Flash talking about finding the breaks and going through record stores and
They,
trying to
yeah,
find
they
them.
can explain a lot better than I can. I'm
You're
telling
doing
you what I
great.
heard.
Yeah.
They can tell you what they saw. They were there,
Yeah,
you know.
absolutely. And we just had DMC and a couple guys from Public Enemy. They're doing a super group called Freedom. I don't know if you heard it.
Oh,
They're
that's
putting
cool.
together a new single. But DMC was Darren McDaniels was talking about how, basically what you're saying that they weren't the first rock rappers. DJs have been doing that forever, but they were just the first ones to kind of do it on record. With those big hits. But anyway, lots of stuff to check out in our archives. But first, let's keep going with Big Daddy Kane here. All right. So then, all that Juice Crew stuff. Then that takes us, I guess, Cold Chillin' Records is what puts you out your first one. When did you change the name to Big Daddy Kane? How did you decide on it?
Well, that was something that Biz told me would be dope because I was just MC Kane,
Yeah.
but I would refer to myself as Big Daddy. But yeah, I was just MC Kane, when I was on the streets just battling. Even when I met Biz, I was just MC Kane. But I refer to myself as Big Daddy sometimes in my rhymes. And he was like, yo, you need to call that, you need to say that. You
Yeah.
need to be Big Daddy Kane. And I just switched it to Big Daddy Kane.
I love it. See the internet. So that's Biz's idea. The internet says it's a combo of the Big Daddy comes from Vincent Price's character Big
Yeah,
Daddy in Beach Party, and
yeah,
and
it
that
does.
Kane comes from David Carradine's character in
Yeah.
the TV show
Oh, that's
Lucifer.
true.
Okay,
No,
yeah.
that's true.
Were you and
Yeah.
Biz watching those or something, or you were just
No, no,
referencing?
no, no, no. That's why I started using uh the MC Kane from the John Carradine. I mean, is it John Carradine or David
David
Carradine?
Carradine.
David Carradine.
There's a bunch of Carradine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
David
David
Carradine.
Carradine
Yeah,
character on
yeah,
Kung Fu.
yeah.
Um
This is the
that
Kill
was
Bill. This is Kill Bill.
yeah, there you
That
go. Yeah.
Carradine. Yeah,
Yeah. Because but I mean it came from his name on the TV show Kung Fu,
yeah,
which was Kane, but he spelled it Caine. But just something that because everybody knew how fascinated I was with Kung Fu, so they would, as jokes, they called me Bruce Lee, Young Grasshopper, or
yeah.
Kane. But I thought Kane had, more hip hop appeal than Bruce Lee or Young Grasshopper. So I ran with MC Kane. And then, the Big Daddy thing, it was from a beach party movie I saw that Vincent Price was in. You didn't know it was Vincent Price until the very end of the movie, but it was just something funny that stuck in my head. And there's a story behind it, but
Yeah.
just stuck in my head. So in rhymes, I would refer to myself as Big Daddy
You said
because
there's something, there's a story behind it. I would want to hear. I'm a movie guy, and
I bet you would.
Michael Jackson ended up using it as a Thriller laugh. So, you know what I mean? Vincent Price. Let's hear how he entered the music here.
Yeah, I bet you would love to hear that story.
I would. No, is it not safe
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
for
yeah, yeah,
audio?
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. It's one of them, one of them.
I bet you would. Hey, I gotta ask. You're allowed to decline. All right. Well, sorry. So that is true then. So it is. It's Vincent Price for Big Daddy, and
Yes,
then
sir.
David Carradine, Kung Fu for Kane. All right. Cool. Cool. See, people. I grew up in the '80s and '90s, so I'm slightly younger than you, but not. I'm a 40-year-old man. 41-year-old man. But our 90s people might think the Big Daddy comes from in Adam Sandler movie, and then Kane from the wrestler with the Undertaker. Anyway, but but
Uh,
this is we're teaching history here.
yeah.
Awesome. All right, so then that first album, Long Live the Kane in '88, so that was solely produced by Marley Marl, right? So that has the big hit song that we got to go into that I referenced at the top. Ain't no half stepping. How did I believe that's a triple sample? Heat Wave, ESG, and Emotions, right?
That's well, the beat is the emotions, Blind Alley.
Yeah.
The break part, ain't no half stepping, is Heat Wave, ain't no half stepping.
Gotcha. Yeah, and it pulls the title from that too. All right. So how does that come together? Is that a Marley brainchild, or do you bring those samples to him, or how does it
Nah,
come together?
it's crazy because it's like Biz. I was at where Biz lived. He lived with his DJ Cool V.
Yeah.
And he had a bag of records, 45s.
Yeah.
And me and Cool V went through them and we found a blind alley. Cool V looped it up. I was rhyming to it. I'm like, I love this beat, but it was Biz record. So
Nice.
he looped it up and I started writing to it and I'm like, I'm loving it. And then Biz calls. He calls the house and he's like, I found it. I finally found it. I guarantee you I'm going platinum. I guarantee you. And I'm like, okay, okay, well, listen, since you found that and you're so happy, you probably don't want this Blind Alley record no more, right? And he was like, you can have that, man. You can have that.
That was
Oh,
he thought his leftovers.
yeah. And he didn't kid because he had been looking for this record for a year, this
Yeah.
record that he found.
Yeah.
He had been looking for a whole year, and he'd been saying as soon as he find it, he's going
What
platinum.
what was it? What was the record?
What he used for Just a Friend.
Oh, okay. So he found that and he's like, you can take
Yeah,
wow, and then they both became
yeah,
iconic.
the Freddie Scott, you got what I need. He had been
Yeah.
looking for it. He found it. So he didn't care what, was at the house, whatever record. So I got the record from Biz. Yeah.
Nice.
And
That's
then
a
I
great story.
decided, that yeah, we should use the ain't no half stepping as the hook. That ain't no half stepping. I'm like, yeah, that should be the hook. And we brought it to Marley House and put
Yeah.
it together.
So similar to Biz though, where so he was like, "Oh my God, I'm going platinum with the Just a Friend sample that would become Just a Friend." Were you similar? Were you like, "Oh, this could be my career, my thing that people identify me as"? Like, did you know that was going to be it for you, or was it a surprise?
Nah, I liked the record.
Yeah,
I thought it was good.
yeah,
But I was so used to rhyming off of faster beats.
yeah,
And then one day I was playing it for Cool G Rap and I was saying like, yeah, it's I'm like, it ain't, the tempo I'm used to, but I like the way it came out. And G was like, he's like, all right, well, Get that shit to me if you don't want to use it. Then
Yeah,
I was like, nah, nah, nah. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use it. But
yeah.
I mean, to see that that he was excited about it made me really like really focus on it more. I'm like, yeah, I might have something here.
Nice. But if you weren't sure at first, it was a bit of a change of pace for what you typically the faster stuff. I got you.
Yeah, my head
Uh,
was locked around the faster beats.
right, right. Well, you're great at it. Um, Either way, I think that song "Ain't No Half Steppin'" ranked number 25 on Rolling Stone's 50 greatest hip hop songs of all time. And obviously, all that's subjective, but when you see it pop up on these lists or these, MTV VH1 countdowns, whatever it is, whenever you see your name pop up, do you put much stock in that, or does it feel good, or are you more just, the work speaks for itself?
I mean, I think that VH1, um, Grammys, Rolling Stone,
Yeah,
you know, all of them had to learn hip hop.
yeah. They were late to the game party on that.
Yeah. And I believe that even some of their assessments are not,
Right,
perfected or, they don't really
right.
fully understand the culture
Yeah,
or the art. So there's their view
right.
of
Well,
what works for popular music.
I gotcha. I gotcha. It's
Um,
kind of been filtered through a little bit.
yeah.
I gotcha.
I mean, what gets to me, my rewards are when someone says, your music got me through high school.
Right.
High school. Kane, your music got me through college.
Yeah.
It got me through Desert Storm.
Wow.
It got me through my 5 year sentence.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
that's when,
actually influencing people's lives. Yeah, in a positive
yeah,
way.
that's when I
Absolutely.
feel like my music really meant something.
I
That's
love it.
when that's when that's what I think is important, not any award or
Ranking on a
someone's
list of, yeah, exactly.
opinion that
Yeah. Yeah.
didn't grow up listening to the Cold Crush Brothers, didn't grow up listening to Grandmaster Flash before they were signed to Sugar Hill Records.
Right.
You know, that stuff is, it is
Exactly.
what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah, exactly. So yeah. Well, I am doing my very best just by just picking your brain, and I guess we had Sugar Hill Gang on here as well. I just want to sit back and let you guys through this podcast educate the masses out there, in a way that maybe those Rolling Stone lists, and no shade towards them, whatever. There's some great reporters and whatever out there covering it, but anyway, I like to let them hear from the actual people that did it, like yourself. So I'll just sit back and let you educate. So I guess that same year as your first album, you also didn't you drop a verse on the Symphony with your other Juice Crew guys, Marley Marl again?
Um, yeah,
Yeah.
that was on Marley album. What happened was when I recorded my song Raw
Mm,
in '87, afterwards, me and Coogee Rap did a freestyle to it. And Marley, after the song came out, Marley started playing the freestyle of me and G-Rap to the beat.
yeah.
And everybody started calling up to the station requesting it. So Marley said, "Yo, I want you and G to do the same thing, but
Hmm.
on my album, not for yours, and not for yours, and not for G-Rap, for my album."
Yeah.
And we was like, "Okay, cool." But then when Craig G found out that we was doing the song, he told Marley he wanted to be on it.
Mm.
And when Marley told me, I'm like, yeah, yeah. And then the day we were going to record, he introduces us to Master Ace and says this is his new artist and he wants him to be on the song. And
Mm.
Ace ended up being on the song as well, and that was the four.
I love it. I love it. Great, great. This is so much fun for me. So I'm enjoying this. But that brings us to the second album, I guess, is right after that in '89. It's a Big Daddy thing. People remember I Get the Job Done, Smooth Operator, a bunch of the tracks off of that. But unlike that one, the reason I wanted to ask you about this one you produced most of it yourself, right? Whereas Marley Marl had been doing the other ones. This one did you produce the whole thing yourself?
Not the whole thing.
Yeah.
Easy Mo B did some production. Prince Paul and Teddy Riley did I Get the Job Done.
Okay. But what did you learn maybe from Marley Marl, and then when you're stepping in to produce your own stuff for that record?
Um, Well, I mean, like I was saying about the way Marley, sampled,
Yeah.
I thought that, that, really brought it back to the essence. So, I
Mhm.
wanted to follow suit with that. But I mean, at that time, I think that, one of the things that I should have still adapted for Marley, which I didn't, was that gritty sound.
Mm,
Because there is one Marley song on the album, Young, Gifted, and Black. And like you listen to that in comparison to Warm It Up Kane or Smooth Operator, they don't have the grit that Young, Gifted, and Black has. That SP12 just
yeah.
gritty sound. I mean, that just made the record just sound so hip hop.
Were
You
you
know.
so you thought you might have had yours like a little more a little slightly too polished compared to the gritty stuff?
Yeah, because at that point in time, you know, I'm uh I was, like I had done been in so many major studios, Record One, Electric Lady, all these places,
Yeah,
and there was this new thing called the synclavia. Well, I don't know if it was new, but it was new to hip hop
yeah,
that could sample for like 5 minutes straight,
yeah,
and we were using that, but it was like real crystal clear.
yeah,
So
yeah.
like the clarity that it brought out in the sample took a lot of the grit away, you
I
know.
gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's all in hindsight. You're your own worst critic. I'm sure at the time people were loving it. And then the third album, I'll try to pick up the pace because I know you know that you're because we got to bring full circle to you about to put out your eighth. But right now, so back to 1990, your third album, Taste of Chocolate, cracks the Billboard top 10 of the I guess the soul albums chart. I think. Uh, in fact, I guess the one track because I can do it right charted pretty high on R&B and rap charts, and so did All of Me featuring Barry White. So fond memories of putting those two together.
I mean, Taste of Chocolate was really like my autograph book, you know.
Nice.
I was going through some, issues with the label. So I just really sat down and just, tried to make songs with people I was fans of, Barry White,
Yeah.
uh Dolomite. I was just I was just really like, I guess in fan mode, like doing something, just for me, just
Right.
to hurry up and get this album done, you know. Um, there were songs I were focused on, like Hard Being the Cane, because it's
Yeah.
always amazing to work with Prince Paul. Like, he's the first hip hop producer to, no, no, he's the first producer because he was before Quincy Jones. So he's the
Okay.
first producer, period, to actually produce me, like
Nice.
come in the studio and tell me what to do,
Right.
and have me like, look, man, go ahead, man. Like it's straight. And argue me down like, yo, if you can just a little more, just a teeny little bit more, just fall back. He's the first person to actually come in the studio and tell me what to do. So it's always a pleasure working with Prince Paul, you know.
Nice.
But other than that, man, I was just playing around with that album,
That was
really.
for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You do some for other people, but that one's for you. All right. I love it. Well, good timing. You mentioned Quincy Jones there. You actually collaborated with Quincy on Back on the Block and win the Grammy 91 for best rap performance by a duo together. So I'll try to tie just to save time, I'll try to tie this together into multiple kind of collabs you were doing around that time because you were a guest rapper on Public Enemy's Burn Baby Burn on the Fear of the Black Planet album. You also rapped on the chorus of Patti LaBelle's Feels Like Another One. And then, of course, like we mentioned, Back on the Block with Quincy Jones. So, how much fun is it in general getting to collab with folks like that, but then especially winning with Quincy on that one?
I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, I've always been a big fan of Public Enemy.
Yeah,
So to work with Chuck and also Ice Cube, I thought that, that was phenomenal. An amazing collaboration because we all rhyme different,
yeah.
so I thought that was just amazing. Patty, man, that was, you know, I mean, she came to the studio and brought food that she cooked, fried fish, made collard greens, all this stuff, you
Whoa.
know, yeah. And
Did she
she was
bring any
nice.
sweet potato pie? Because they sell
Nah,
that
nah,
in this
nah.
grocery store, and
Fried
that's my
fish,
favorite
collard
brand is the
greens.
Patti LaBelle sweet potato pie.
Nah, just fried fish, collard greens,
Okay.
and mac and cheese, you know. And then Barry, it was like we just had so much in common, you know.
Yeah.
Like my birthday, September 10th is the 12th.
Oh,
You
nice.
know, we both like white anchovies on our Caesar salad. It was like we just find out so much. And then when I told him that I wanted to do a song called All of Me,
Yeah.
he brought me into his spot and showed me that he made a song in the late 70s called All of Me Wants All of You that he never released.
Ah.
and the
Is it
chorus is
any
on my.
relation to the John Legend? Because that sounds very similar to the. He had a song "All of Me" years later, but
Yeah, but this is
yeah,
before there was a John Legend,
of course, yeah.
you
No,
know. But
this is
I'm
just the
talking,
legends.
yeah. But I mean, yeah, he had a song called "All of Me Wants All of You," and we ended up
Yeah,
using his hook on my song that he never
nice.
released. Yeah.
Nice, nice. Well, I feel like I'm doing this way too much in the interview, but mostly for listeners, check out uh, uh, Ice Cube and Public Enemy episodes in our archives too, if you want to keep learning. But all right, well, back with Big Daddy Kane. I guess around this time, before we get to your fourth album, I want to take a beat because when we are talking, Run DMC was mentioning, Adidas and all that. But you were kind of a fashion icon too, and I want to know how do you think you sort of set the tone for hip hop culture there in the late '80s or early '90s, either the high top fades or the suits or the four finger rings. I'm not going to ask about Playgirl or the Madonna sex book. Let's keep it about the clothes being on.
Oh. Well, I mean, I think back then, there's so many people that had their own style, their own fashion, and I just had mine from
Yeah,
what I was accustomed to seeing,
yeah,
as a kid, you saw the players, the hustlers, the pimps, and the
yeah,
way they dress,
yeah.
their style of fashion, and it's like
Mhm.
I want to tie that in, but in a hip hop way
Right.
where it's not uh too dressy, even though like when award shows and things of that nature and
Sure.
events, I put it on.
Yeah, you
But I mean
fancied up
on
a little for that
stage,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah,
On stage, how to like, simmer it down a little bit, but
yeah.
still, having it looking real, Brooklyn sexy, you know? Yeah.
Hashtag Brooklyn sexy. I like that. Did you coin that phrase, or is that a Bismarcky, or is that a Sasha Jenkins Forrest Gump line?
No, that's just me talking, brother.
It's off the top of the dome.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, well, back to the music real quick. Fourth album, Prince of Darkness, had The Lover and You groove with it, some of your most memorable stuff, and like you're saying, a faster tongue twister style than like that change of pace you were saying earlier with Ain't Half Stepping. This is sort of more of the faster stuff. You also sort of launch a couple guys you've referenced already in this interview, like Busta Rhymes and Q-Tip. Here in DC, Q-Tip was the first artistic director of hip hop at the Kennedy Center
Mm.
a couple years ago before all that mess went down and they shut that down. Don't get me started on that. That just pisses me right off what's happened to the arts in DC. Uh, that's a whole other podcast.
Mhm.
But anyway, yeah, memories of Prince of Darkness and working with but bringing in Q-Tip, Busta Rhymes, like that's a cool album.
Well, working with Tip and Buster was just amazing, and
Mhm.
especially the way they did it because they left a party like around like 1 o'clock in the morning to come lay their vocals.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, they left a party
Were
to
they a
come.
little tipsy?
Nah, 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 nah. At least I don't think so.
Yeah, they covered it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, it was just beautiful. And then once again, like what I was saying about with Chuck D and Ice Cube, none of us rhymed alike,
Right.
So I think that's always something that's amazing when no one sounds alike. So I just thought it made the song so flavorful, man. And yeah, I really, really enjoy doing that.
I would love that when there's even when I was coming up that just whenever there's like a rap song where a different guy with a completely different sounds and a completely different flow takes a different
Yeah.
verse and then they hop in and you know what I mean it's a special thing. Even when they're not official releases, just floating around on mixtapes, it's some of the best, the catchiest stuff. All right, so that was your fourth album, Prince of Darkness, and then of course the fifth one is in '93. It looks like a job for dot dot dot. And is that true that the very special with DJ Spinderella of Salt and Pepper? Is that true that it was your first ever top 40 hit on the Billboard Hot 100? Like, would that be like your most mainstream that broke through?
I don't know. I mean,
I
like
don't
I was
even
like I
know.
was saying before, and I was talking about Rolling Stone and
Yeah,
Grammys.
you don't care.
I never really paid
Yeah.
attention to that, so I wouldn't know.
Well, more importantly, what was it from the artistic, beyond the fame part, the artistic creative side? That's what I care about. What was it like just getting to work with Spinderella and putting together a very special? Was it very
That was a
special?
whole lot of fun.
Yeah.
Whole lot of fun because Spinderella was super pregnant, not regular pregnant, super pregnant.
Oh, really?
And when she was doing her vocals, every time she would get hyped, you would just hear this knocking noise, boom, boom, because her stomach was hitting the mic stand.
That baby would kick and
Yeah,
wanted to be on the record.
she moving and her stomach. So like we trying to tell her, yo, like, all right, you got to back up a little. She back up and she get into it, and you hearing it again, doom, doom. Then finally, like the engineer, he had to like just take that out and do the drop mic from the ceiling for her. And she
Wow,
finished,
that's a
yeah, yeah.
great story. I didn't know that. Wow, that's
Yeah,
hilarious. That baby wanted to be on that record, kicking.
yeah. Yeah,
That
well
album
said.
really kicked. And then I pun. What I'm about to say is pun absolutely intended. When that baby was born, how did she get it out? Push it, daddy.
I gotta tell Spin that. I gotta tell
I'm
Spin
sure
that.
I'm not the only one that can. See, I'm a new dad myself. She turned 6 months this week, so I got dad jokes. I've been waiting my whole life to make these dad jokes. I'm
I
Big
gotta
Daddy
tell
Kane.
Spin
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I'm sure. See if it's original. I'm sure other people said it at the time. But anyway, there. Salt and Pepper is awesome. All right. Well, real quick, I'm gonna wrap these next three into one question for you. Your movie work around this time, right? I told you I'm a big movie guy. So in Juice, the Ernest Dickerson, the Tupac Omar Epps movie, you did the song "Enough Respect" on that. You start
Hmm.
acting you did the Western movie Posse, directed by Mario Van Peebles. Of course, everyone remembers his breakthrough movie in early 70s, Sweet Sweetback's Badass Song. And you're also in Meteor Man by Robert Townsend, who did Hollywood Shuffle. Hilarious. Social commentary. Is there a way to kind of give me memories of those three movies really quick?
Well, Juice was really just the soundtrack, and it was, dope, working with Hank Shockley, because like I said, I was a big fan of Public Enemy, and he
Yeah,
was their producer, so to finally work with him,
yeah,
I thought was amazing. And I felt like he understood me,
yeah.
you know.
Did you meet
Um,
Pac at all during it or not? Or Omar?
well, I mean,
Like
I've known
afterwards?
Pac since he was dancing for Digital Underground, because
Right.
he was on my first tour in
Oh yeah.
1990, so
Yeah.
I've known Pac, from way back then.
He's from down
Um,
this way. He has his Baltimore ties. They just did a Tupac bobblehead at the Orioles.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
That's
man.
beautiful. Yeah,
Yeah,
Pac
yeah.
was amazing.
Rest in peace.
You know, with the other two movies, I mean, I met Mario on the set of another movie with him and Christopher Lambert called Gunman,
Mm.
and I was sick on the set, and Mario told me that he thought I was very professional, because I mean I was like vomiting and everything,
Oh.
but when they said action, I was back my game face.
You're the Michael Jordan flu game.
Yeah, there you go. So you're right. So like Mario just felt like I was very professional and took the work serious, and he
Yeah,
told me about a movie he was doing
nice.
and told me about the role, and said he thought I
Yeah,
would be dope playing it, and
yeah.
he kept his word and put me in the movie.
Nice. Had you always wanted to act? Like when did that start bubbling up? Just I guess being in music videos and stuff.
I mean, it was something that I thought about when I was young, but I mean, I
Yeah.
started focusing on the music more.
Yeah.
But then when the opportunity presented itself, I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, I really want to do this.
Right. So you're in Posse. I'm sure we can find that on streaming somewhere, a Western. And then the Meteor Man with Robert Townsend. The memories of that real quick. Who'd you
Oh,
play in that?
my name was Pirate. I
Okay.
was one of the Golden Lords, so they made me put blonde dye in my hair. All of us, we had blonde hair. Me, Roy Fagan, Don
Yeah.
Cheadle. Uh,
Nice.
I can't remember who else, but I mean,
Yeah.
it was fun. I mean, being in a comedy, watching a legendary actor like James Earl Jones wear a flat top wig and try to talk street slang was hilarious. Like
Yeah.
that was just nonstop laughter alone. And then getting to meet people that you grew up watching on TV, like Robert Guillaume, who played Benson,
Yeah.
Marla Gibbs from played Florence from the Jeffersons,
Oh yeah.
it was just amazing to me. I'm like, yo, these are like from my childhood. Wow. And
Yeah.
I'm in the same film with them. It
Yeah.
was amazing.
That's freaking awesome. That is awesome. And yeah, so that's with that. So that's 93. Check it out. The Meteor Man. I don't know if anyone has seen it, but that's the same year James Earl Jones was doing The Sandlot with the dog in
Oh, for
eating the
real?
baseball.
Wow,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So who knew? A lot of people have seen that, but check out his other 1993 cult classic, The Meteor Man, starring Big Daddy Kane. All right, cool. All right, cool. Well, that sort of brings us up to the sixth album, Daddy's Home, right? 96. Show Improve was on that song, and didn't that help launch Jay-Z? That's probably what a lot of people remember from that too.
I don't know if it helped launch Jay-Z, but he was definitely on it. Jay-Z
Yeah,
was on it, Sauce Money, Shaheem
yeah,
from Wu-Tang.
yeah,
I don't know if it helped launch Jay-Z, because I
yeah,
mean, I feel like Jay blew up from Reasonable Doubt.
Right,
but
right.
it was an early recording of him. But I mean, he had done stuff prior to that. I forgot with Ski Beats he did. I think Can I Kick It? I think it was called
Okay.
or something. I forget what. And Hawaiian Sophie with Jazzo. Yeah, not Hawaiian Sophie. I'm sorry, the Originators. He was in the Hawaiian Sophie video, but he did the song The Originators with Jazzo. So he had did some early recordings, as well.
Gotcha, gotcha. Well, I think a good way to sort of, while I'm mentioning Jay-Z, I know you don't care about the lists, but there is a MTV in 2006 ranked you among the top 10 MCs of all time. And Jay-Z was one, so that's my segue. I think they had you like number seven. Who cares the order? But instead of caring about what order, because everyone has their own orders, and you probably have 10 that probably aren't even on here, but it's a fun. I would love to if you want sort of end with like a rapid fire. I'm going to mention the 10 on this list, and you can say something nice about them. Or if you hate them, you can beef. But I don't want to start any beef if you don't want. But anyway, just real quick, I'm going to name them, and you tell them what you thought they brought to hip hop. This is an educational thing. So what did they bring to hip hop? We'll go reverse order. Number 10, they have LL Cool J.
I mean, LL is amazing. I
Yeah,
mean, this dude has been having hits
yeah,
for 4 decades.
yeah,
I mean, who else has ever done that
yeah.
in hip hop?
Yeah, he was the first one to get a Kennedy Center honor. I talked to him on the red carpet. Great, and not to mention TV and movies, etc. All right, number nine, they have Eminem. I'd have him higher, I know, but I'm a white boy, but he can flow. Yeah,
Him is amazing. Him is
yeah,
an amazing lyricist,
yeah,
who I think, uh did a I think he's the one who took hip hop lyricism and pop culture and made it mesh in a real dope way.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because even though there may have been pop appeal in some of the music,
yeah.
lyrically, he let you know that he was serious about his hip hop game.
The lyrics are right up there with the best ever written. You already mentioned this cat, but Ice Cube.
Ice Cube, I mean, I think that he did a whole lot for gangster rap, and then for him to go from that to making, kiddie movies. I mean, I think it's amazing. It
Insane.
shows his
With Boys in the Hood
versatility.
and Friday in between, and now he's doing kid movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it shows his versatility, and I think that's amazing. That's real dope.
Absolutely. Well, then they had you in number seven. What are your thoughts? You think you're number one. We'll skip over that. You know one wants to brag on themselves. All right, then they have KRS One, another icon.
Yeah, KRS is amazing. I've always felt like when people say MC, if you're talking about artists, I think that
Yeah.
I've always felt that KRS One should be the poster child for
Nice.
that, like the definition of what an MC is.
Nice. I mean, how many people can go whoop whoop at sound of the police and get away with it in a song? It's great. Then they have Nas in the as number five.
Nas, he's a great lyricist, man. Such a great lyricist that
Yeah.
did so much and had an amazing impact on hip hop culture.
Absolutely, one of my favorites coming up. All right, how about we're almost there. Number four, they have Rakim. He went. He like I said at the top, he joined us for about an hour when he was coming to Bethesda Theater, and what a great convo that was. If you want to check it out, but what does Rakim mean to you in the game?
That's another great lyricist. I think that he's a phenomenal lyricist that did a lot for the game, especially in the I don't know if you would consider 86 the late 80s, or is that the mid 80s? I'm not
Yeah,
sure
mid to
what
late.
you
Yeah,
but I mean, he did a lot to help bring it back to the art of MCing, like what Melly Mel had started in the late 70s. He
hmm
helped to bring it back to that in the
yeah,
late 80s. So he's
yeah.
I think hip hop greatness.
Yeah, and not to mention the internal rhymes. Like there was the bars, but then there was the bars within the rhymes within the rhymes. Like his lyric, it's fun to break down his lyrics. Number three, they have the Notorious B.I.G. Biggie.
Um, Man, Biggie was so talented, man. I think, we lost him way too soon, because when I look at, what he was doing lyrically, like
Yeah,
how much he grew and
yeah,
how better he got in such a short period of time. I knew that, like I feel like, had he lived past that second album, we was going to see so much more greater things from him because I think he was starting to understand himself and understand his audience,
Like if he was
you
going to
know.
continue that trajectory of getting better and better.
Yeah,
Like
man.
us here in the DC football, it's like Sean Taylor would have been like Lawrence Taylor, but we never found out, you know.
Yeah.
But Biggie's an icon regardless. All right, and then number two, similarly, we mentioned it, Tupac Shakur. Awesome.
Oh
Lost
yeah, I mean,
way
well,
too soon, gone way too soon as well.
yeah, yeah, way too soon. Because I mean, he was probably, I think he was probably on his way to becoming the Michael Jackson version of hip hop,
Yeah.
that type of star
He was
power,
larger than life. He was
you know.
getting to that yeah.
Yeah, he was really getting to that type of level in hip hop, So I mean,
And
yeah, man.
politically, it was almost like a prophet for the street. Yeah, you know?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. No, I mean there was a whole lot to him. I mean, and people really respected his views and what he stood for.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, he was just amazing. I mean, he was really becoming, that figure.
Yeah. I was just playing uh Dear Mama on Mother's Day. Yeah, the other day. He could go hard with the disc records, like with the most, obscene in your face stuff. But he could also tell some really serious, social commentary stuff. He was
Well, he was one
amazing.
of my favorite storytellers, man.
Yeah,
Slick Rick,
yeah,
Scarface, Tupac.
yeah.
Those are like probably my three favorites. But he was definitely one of my favorite
Absolutely.
storytellers.
I might have him number one if this was my list. But anyway, I'm just picking a random list
I
to have
know
you
that
on
I
it.
can
And so
respect
they
that.
they
Yeah.
had Jay-Z at number one. You kind of mentioned him of you were working with him in his early days, but in terms of like the whole scope of his career, what makes his mark in hip hop?
I mean, well, number one, I would say, the impact
Mhm.
that he did, I mean, that he created, I mean, like as an independent artist,
Mm.
and then, with a major, and then becoming, what he did. I mean, like one of the most um biggest, artists, in music. And I just think it's amazing because I saw something the other day that made me laugh because it was someone in an interview saying that Jay-Z is not relevant right now. He don't even have nothing out. He's not relevant. And I'm sitting there saying to myself, yeah, but he's the most talked about artist
Yeah,
in hip hop today.
yeah,
But 95% of the stuff you hear is negative stuff. Stuff trying to bash him about being a billionaire. Stuff trying to bash him about whatever was mentioned with those files and all this stuff. But it's like so much negativity is being said about him, you know,
hmm
which makes him so relevant because without him even putting out a song, you still can't keep this man's name out of your mouth. You're paying attention to him. And I think about what Muhammad Ali said in the 60s when he was about to fight Sonny Liston. They asked him in an interview, how many people you think are coming to see you? How many people you think are coming to see Sonny Liston?
yeah.
And Muhammad Ali said 100% of the people are coming to see me, but 99% of them are coming to see me get whooped.
Ah, yeah, because they want to see you, even the top dog, they want to see lose or they want to see win. But the
Yeah,
pain, thanks for the house, is what they would say for the
yeah,
audience. Thanks for the house.
yeah.
Wow. So yeah, so for Jay-Z to be number one on that list, obviously it could be everyone's is subjective, but at least in terms of talked about, good or bad, people are talking about. It. It's like LeBron, everyone's talking about him, even though some hate him, some love him.
I mean, I have to be honest with you. When you talk about the tops, because I can't do this with MCs,
Right.
but when you talk about just artists,
Yeah. Well, yeah.
meaning
Who's your Mount Rushmore?
success,
Yeah.
success, popularity.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the main four are going to be, or what to me would have to be You know, Jay-Z, LL, Eminem, and Tupac. Those would be the main
So if we were
four.
gonna etch it into stone, okay,
You know, those would be the four I think in art form, like, I mean, when you're looking at it that way,
yeah,
I mean that's like just impact wise.
yeah,
I mean, Drake is amazing, Kanye is amazing, Lil Wayne is amazing, but I mean, impact wise, those I think would be the main four that would be, I guess as far as artists,
yeah. Like if
artists.
you're factoring in,
Whatever order you want to put it in,
if
it
you
don't really, because I
that's like
don't do
when you're
that.
ranking
Yeah,
football and it's like, well, they have this many rings, whatever. Like accolades and impact has to go into it. So that's the
yeah.
four. And then who would be the four of like maybe underrated that maybe weren't, that would be like hidden secrets for you. That
I
wouldn't
don't know.
be,
I never really
you
thought.
know,
See, I
came
don't
right
really
now.
do that top five Mount
Yeah,
Rushmore thing. Like,
it's just
I
all
don't know.
fodder for podcasts like this. It's not. There's
Yeah,
no real, meaning
I
to
don't,
it.
I don't know. That's something I don't really entertain.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I'm just saying, as far as like, artists and impact,
yeah,
those four, I think, just
yeah. Right.
artist standpoint though,
Right.
you know.
Absolutely. And yes, there's yeah, I know you mentioned you said all the controversial stuff, but people are talking. So it's a hard time to do shows like this. All the Diddy stuff, all that. I mean, whatever. I'm not even gonna make you go into it. Don't worry. But it's hard for me
Listen,
because you don't know
everybody's
what's
mad
true,
about something.
allegations, whatever. So sorry. What
Everybody
else?
mad about something.
There you go.
Everybody's mad about something.
Yeah.
I
And I
swear.
can't I can't prove things either way, and I don't want to get, defamed, slandered, sued, or whatever. But we're just talking about impact of the work, on these. All right. Well, how do you think if there's a way to kind of because I would hold you up as one of the goats, most people would, right? Number seven one. Yeah, that's debatable. Seven.
Hey,
Uh
I mean, it's someone's choice, man.
yeah.
I'm cool with it.
Yeah, hey, you're in the conversation. That's all that matters. So, hey, but the four that let's end it this way. The four you put on your Mount Rushmore in terms of like you think the biggest impact of hip hop. How do you think you might have influenced each of those four? I know you're not going to want to claim credit, but this is how I'm going to show your importance to them. Is there anything you see in their game or things they did or songs they did or samples they used that might have pulled from you?
No, I mean, you would have to ask them. Yeah, you would have to ask. I don't know.
Perfect
Yeah.
answer. That perfect humble answer. That's why you are one of the goats. I can't say. All right, cool. Well, thank you so much for doing this. This was a lot of fun. Yeah, I guess bring it full circle. So we mentioned, yeah, Veterans Day was the last one in '98. Uh, and now you're about to put out the new one, long awaited final eighth and final album, Curtain Call, coming up, and we'll hear a little bit of it at Bethesda Theater here Friday, May 22nd. Um, Fill in that gap. Why did it take so long to do another one? We didn't really talk about Veterans Day if you want. We haven't really talked about that much yet either. But yeah, why do you think you hung your hat on Veterans Day for a while and didn't record? And why is it time to pick up that mic one last time for Curtain Call?
I mean, I honestly wasn't interested. It
Yeah.
was like, I'm content. I'm always doing features with artists, and not just artists from my era, with new artists. So it's like, people, and I'm always on the road. I'm good. I have a 13-year-old, so being in his life, spending time with him,
Is he into hip
just
hop? Who's his favorite?
yeah.
Who's
Who
his
him?
favorite?
He's more into independent artists.
Okay,
Like he
like
turns me on to
underground.
somebody new every month.
And you want
Yeah.
to name drop him because this is a big
I
exposure
don't
for you.
remember.
All right.
Yeah, I can't
Someone
remember.
he played. All right.
Yeah, yeah.
Does he
But
like Dad's music or
yeah,
any
yeah,
of your
yeah.
contemporaries from like who does he dig on from back from your day?
Heavy D,
Yeah.
um, MC Light.
Oh, so MC still works. Okay, she's been on here too.
Yeah, 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 yeah. He likes Heavy D. He like Light.
Okay.
He likes Eminem.
Okay.
Um, Nas.
Yeah.
I don't know who else,
Yeah, well,
but
that's
yeah,
nice to
those are
hear. No, that's
yeah,
good. That's a good.
yeah.
That's a sample, and I like to hear what. Still, I teach a college couple film classes, and I'm always blown away by movies they haven't seen. But then it's always pleasantly surprising when certain ones still, they know them still. So that's cool to hear the rappers that still work for your 13-year-old son. Does he have any? Does he have any inclinations to go to follow in Dad's footsteps, or what's his future look like? You think?
The song I did with Anthony Hamilton, he raps on it with me.
Really? What's the song?
Mhm.
We'll go check it out. What's the song?
It's called "It's My Time." I mean, it's your time. Excuse me. It's your time.
It's your time. Okay. Okay. And he's on it with you. Awesome.
Yeah, it's me and him talking. You like me basically
Yeah.
trying to prepare him for life, and
Yeah.
his verse is him talking about, he understand, he gets it, he gonna be okay.
Ah, I like that. Like a little back and forth, a little call and
Yeah.
response. All right. All right. Cool. So if he's final question, if you're Big Daddy Kane, what's his rap name gonna be? Big Son or what? I don't know. Little Son Kane.
Uh, it's funny because nah, he's just using his real name, Tasheem. He's just using Tasheem.
Tashim.
Um,
Gotcha.
but in school, he told me something that I wasn't even aware of. He said that they don't even call him Tasheem in school. He said everybody calls him KJ for Kane Jr.
Oh, I like that. KJ. I
Yeah.
like that a lot. All right. Hey, that could be, that could be a moniker at some point. We'll see. You never know. Uh, Kane Senior, hey, thank you so much for taking so much time. Seriously, I didn't know we'd go, over an hour or whatever. So I'll let you run. But thank you so seriously, thank you. This was so much fun. And Bo Sampson, shout out for making this happen for the Bethesda Theater. I really
Much
appreciate it.
love to Bo. Good dude. Yes,
Bo,
sir.
Bo knows best. Awesome. Again, everybody, it's Big Daddy Kane, the hip hop legend, coming to Bethesda Theater in Bethesda, Maryland, there on Wisconsin Avenue, Friday, May 22nd. And yeah, we'll end like how we started, just because you tried to be Jason Friday the 13th. It was an honor to play
Okay,
Jason for you.
my man. Take care, brother.
Thanks so much for listening to Beyond the Fame with Jason Fraley. Our theme music is Scott Buckley's Clarion. Remember to give us a 5-star rating if you like what you hear. We'll see you next time.